Hey, my name is Roshni. I'm in my final year in the Criminology and Sociology and Media Studies program. The course I took in Italy was on international issues in criminology.
Hi, my name is Brianna. I'm in my third year in the Rotman Commerce program. The course that I took in Italy was the Cross-Cultural Perspectives on Leadership. So we stayed in the same residence building in the
Sperendin.
Yeah, it was very local in Italy. So in that sense, we really got to be immersed in the culture.
I really liked the residence. The room was very big. It was a shared accommodation, but we had the option to have our own room if we wanted to request it. The view from my room was beautiful.
Same.
Waking up to that every morning was just so positive and uplifting. I loved the field trips. Professor Wortley organized these amazing field trips. We had this 7-course meal at an Italian prison that was part of this rehabilitation program. So inmates would actually come and serve you food that they learned how to make from this world-class chef. And it was entirely vegetarian, so maybe I'm a little biased because I am a vegetarian, but incredible, incredible field trips.
We had an assignment in the beginning, which was nice, so that a chunk of our mark was already submitted before we even went. And then in terms of final and midterms, we never had any of those. We had assignments just throughout, and then in replacement of a final, we had a paper due after we got back, so that was nice because in the last week, although some courses had finals and people had to study for it, we got to really get a last taste of Italy, so that was really nice.
It was definitely a challenging course. I found that coming from a criminology background, it was a lot easier for me particularly. It was very good that we had the paper due after the course, so we had a little bit more time to work on it after we got back and to really experience the country itself. The layout of the course was set up pretty well, so there's this 1 week where we got a 4-day weekend, and we were able to go to Venice and just go explore on our own. And that was also, there's the Palio, which is a huge festival in Siena with horse races.
For myself, that was the same for me too. We had a 4-day weekend, so I watched the Palio, the horse race, which is really big in the Sienese culture. And then I also went on weekend trips with people from my class as well as from outside of my class in the other courses that came with us in Italy. So I went to Cinque Terre, Rome, Venice, all those places, so it was really nice. And then we got back in time for Monday for classes, so it worked out. Yeah. I think if I could go back, one thing I would have done differently is made more of an effort to really get to know everyone in the beginning and not necessarily near the middle or the end. I felt in the end it was very rushed to meet everyone just because we finally realized the trip was coming to an end. So we all wanted to hang out more and more, and then that's when we got to really know each other.
Our professor gave us the option to do a lot of the assignments beforehand because he gave us a lot of the materials to prepare for the course, and we could have finished this giant book report before the course even started. I wish I did that. I definitely think it's that intimate feeling with the classroom and getting to know a lot of people.
Yeah, the fact that you're exposed to new people versus if you were to travel on your own, there wouldn't be a means to really do that. Yes, you can meet other tourists, I guess, but I guess in the sense that it's organized through UT, you're with other students.
We also had students living in our residence from other universities, so I got to befriend some people from Cambridge who were there studying
I met someone
Italian.
from Germany, so that's pretty cool. And the nice thing about studying through UT and just not doing it on our own was we got to get a full year UT credit, which was nice while we got to study and travel too, so that was really nice. So for myself personally, I'm not a frequent traveler, so in that sense, I learned a lot about just seeing things from a different perspective and seeing things from a new culture. I was rooming with one of my best friends, so I learned how to be a better friend in that sense.
I met some really close people on the trip, but I learned you can make a lot of good connections in a very short amount of time. So I really appreciated that aspect of the trip, and I definitely learned a lot about myself and being independent and having that step of perspective, just the way you were talking about having it from this different angle, because cultures vary significantly around the world, so being able to see things through a different lens.